I've been sweating my arse off today. Hello viewers, well here I am today at Blackbean and we're looking at the new SBK 2011. Looking pretty good so far. I'm going to have a few goes now and give you some feedback as well as an interview with the lead game designer and loads more info to follow. So let's crack on with a game of this. Hello, so I'm here today with the lead game designer for SBK 2011, Simone Magni, and he's going to be talking us a little bit about the game and the trials of development. So, Simone, thanks for joining me today. I suppose we start with, you know, where does development begin? Last year you had SBKX, that had pretty much everything in it. Where do you begin on development? How do you improve a game like that?
We started actually from the fans' feedback. We got a lot of feedback on the forums and from reviewers, even from real riders, and we started from those feedback. We tried to look what was working on last year's game and what we need to improve to make it better and to do the perfect bike game that we're trying to do.
Give me an example. What was a core feature in last year's game that fans said they didn't like?
The arcade mode, for example, was very welcomed by the press before the game was released, but we've seen that people wasn't playing it. It wasn't playing it because people think that SBK, the heart of SBK is in simulation and reproduction of real races and riding, and the arcade mode was going in a different direction that actually people didn't like. So we did something different this year. We made the low simulation riding styles more accessible, so everyone can have fun with SBK 2011. But the simulation will be anyway accurate. So with some riding helps and new settings for the bike, everyone can be able to ride, but the simulation would be anyway accurate. You
do a lot of work with real bikers as well. Yeah. What was the feedback from bikers as well on say SBK, you know, X last year?
Real bikers, riders give really precise details on what they want on the game. They were very happy with last year game. They only felt that the bike during turns was so hard to make lean and to throw in turns, and we made it much more easy to turn this year. We actually, I'm very happy with the result we had because the bike turns better, but the lap times are still accurate and the same as reality.
The new aspects of this game now, we've got a new graphics engine looking nice and shiny there. Take me through the new aspects that players are going to look forward to on SBK 2011.
There are plenty of them actually. We revamped everything we had, starting from the menu graphics that have been completely revised. We have now a new art direction, more shiny compared to last year. Then new graphics on tracks that, as you can see on this build, are much more better. The new handling that I already told you before. All the game modes have been revamped compared to last year's. Every single aspect of last year's game has been. We had feedback on that, and we actually remade everything was need to be remade. To give you an example, we had the career mode when you get a rookie rider and make him progress through all the three classes we have in the game, from the Super Stock to the World Superbike Championship. And you make also progress the bike in that game mode through a series of tests. Last year, players weren't so happy with those tests. They thought it was a good idea, but they didn't understand well what they needed to do. So we've gone through that aspect of the game. We created a new interface. We made it much more clear. We revised all the messages that the player gets on that aspect. So now the player knows exactly what to do, and at the end has more fun testing the bike, which actually in reality is not the funniest thing to do. It gets quite boring to be a test rider in reality.
You mentioned different weather conditions. What are the weather conditions that are featured in this game? Is there dynamic weather in it yet? Or?
Not really. We have a dynamic track condition like last year. This year it will be retuned in order to be much more, in order to make it easier to feel on the bike. So when you have a dry track, you will see the rubber signs drawing as the bike passes by, and on the wet track, when it's not raining, obviously, you will see the track dry out on the racing line. And we have basically 4 weather conditions, which is the sun, so you have the clear sky and the dry track, the cloudy, where you have clouds in the sky, but the track is already dry. Then we have the full rain, so it's raining and the track is soaking wet, and this wet condition where it has just stopped raining, so the track is drying out, and as I told you before, you will see the racing line dry out as riders pass by.
Just a question on physics then. I mean, you've gone for, obviously, the simulation physics. Is it a revised model? Is it a brand new model? How about tyres and tyre temperature? Is that all working in this game? Has it had any refinements since last year?
It's undergoing through refinements at the moment, so I'm not able to tell you exactly how is it going to be. Is it going to be obviously better, because we're trying to make it even more realistic. We have actual data from SBK teams, so we can rely on them to see how all the parts of the bike behave. So we're trying to put all the data in the 100% compliant to reality. And so the advanced riding model is the full simulation riding model is. The aim of that simulation model is the riding model is to get there to reality. It's obviously a game, so it has to be playable, but we want to have a lap time matching the real ones. We want to have a riding style that matches the real one, or I mean, you have to open the throttle on the straight and then brake and then don't touch anything while you're turning, and then get the back straight and then open the throttle again. We want the game to be played in this way in full simulation.
Now, you also mentioned as well downloadable content is going to be included from SBKX.
Not at the moment. We don't have anything ready at the moment, and we don't think to include anything. But the good news is that we had downloadable content last year that were legendary riders that are going to be included at the beginning for everyone for free. So there are going to be some extra content for everyone, and for British players they're going to be Foggy, which I know is a celebrity around here, so I guess the British players will be happy with that.
Excellent. Well, the package is looking good, and Simone, thank you very much for your time.